welcome to the Green Hour, WURD at 96.1 FM and also 900 AM on the weekend, sponsored by Celia. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Hopkins, and we're here every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. You can also find us online at www.WURDradio.com and in the community. My co-host is Health Advocate Bill Morgan. Bill, you there?
You got it, buddy, right here, man.
And each week we bring clarity to the conversation about health and environment. We encourage clean living from the inside out. A centerpiece of this is maintaining a healthy lifestyle and getting informed about the connection between good health and what is happening in the world around you. It includes what you consume, what you wear, what products you use in your body, how you clean your home, what you drive, what you purchase, and the decision you make every day. We focus on the environment as a key part of our social integrity. On the Green Hour, we will focus on how the people and the planet are one. Without further ado, welcome, family. Hit it, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Look out. Look out. Look out.
Here we go. Here we go. The start of the new season. Yes. The intro to the new season starts today. If you have not already been. And our Eagles are up. I believe they're up.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
What's the score now? I think it was 17-7 at one time. But now, the Eagles are back.
Okay.
And they're ready for a mission. Are y'all ready for some football? Hey, man, we got to get a little comic relief here, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Mike Moore in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man,
I tell you, Mike's on the backboard there. He kicking it in, man. I said, Mike, give me some trap music, man. Some trap music.
I ain't know he knew about trap music.
What you trying to say, boy?
I thought that was way ahead of your time, man. No, I'm joking.
Bill, I'm about to kick him out of here. If I didn't need him in here, I'm gonna kick him out. All right, family.
Dr. Paul.
Yes, and I want to say to the family, we're in good spirits today. A little cloudy, overcast today, but we are still in good spirits. And without, of course, everything that's going on in the world, we still want to stay on point. Bill, what's going on over there, man?
Yo, man, it's just a gorgeous day today. Yesterday I was out at the park down by the Delaware Memorial Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, let me tell you, it was so nice. I could just have hung out all the rest of the day. It was just really, really, really nice. And the same thing today is a little bit more humidity, but other than that, it's just a gorgeous day outside.
Yes, it is. The temperature is great. We got a little overcast over here in Philly, but overall, good day to get out and get some fresh air. Just enjoy yourself, man. We got enough on our minds, Bill. And also, before we go anywhere, we want to talk about today. I got some good information. I had a good conversation yesterday about communication styles. I had a response with that.
I saw your stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what?
Yes. People respond to say, you know what? I never thought about what type of listening style I am. How do I listen? How do I think and process? How do I learn?
Man.
How do I learn? It's amazing, man. When you go over these numbers, and you sort of put yourself in perspective, the concept is that there's no bad or good or bad. There's nothing bad about any of these styles. It's just the way we process information and how important it is.
What's interesting about that? This is kind of crazy because we ended up in that same kind of conversation yesterday down in Delaware. It was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm,
And remember, I said something really kind of, to me it was strange, but the rest of them said, huh? Dr. Paul, when I woke up this morning, I am probably, because of conversations I've had throughout the day, I am a totally different person now than I was when I woke up this morning.
Right.
Because of, as you said, because of those listening styles, what has affected me and my thinking process. I've been listening to one another. It's just interesting that you should be wanting to talk about that on yesterday,
Mm-hmm. That's right. So,
confirmation, man.
Confirmation, man. We all have to have and create better listening styles because of the fact of what's happening. This is creating either better or worse communication. People are really having, a time with this communication, when you start to deal with a lot of what's happening with, back and forth, communications in the home. So we're going to talk about all that today. Bill, give them the number how they can call in.
All right, guys, you want to reach us, if you're in our local calling area, that is the Delaware area, you can reach us right here locally at 215-634-8065. Again, that's locally area 215-634-8065. Now, if you're out of the calling area, you can get us right here at 1-866-361-0900. One last time, that's 866-361-0900. That's Black Talk Media, WURD Radio, Philadelphia.
Okay, Bill. And
Yes,
Bill,
sir. Yes,
you know
sir.
what? A lot of things happened this week talking about the I want to go into the first article, but before that, let's get our numbers for this week. You have the numbers
man.
for us?
I got them right here, man. You
Okay,
know what?
give us our numbers.
And this is as of 5 minutes ago, Dr. Paul. We have a total confirmed, guys, this is worldwide, of 29,108,461, okay? That's total confirmed worldwide. Now, the total critical, 60,906, okay? Total deceased.
Right.
It continues to creep, guys, 926,910, all right? Now, here are the total active, 7 million. That's it's creeping because folk are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, Dr. Paul. 7,297,517.
Here we go
All right?
again.
But
Here we go.
Here we go. Here's my drum roll. Total recovered, guys, 20 million.
20 million.
727,000.
Wow.
Yes, sir. 20,727,387.
Hey, man, you know, it's
See,
always
now
a
that's
shout.
what's up.
That's
That's
right.
what's
That's
up.
what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
We
what's
always
up.
have to give a shout out to, you know, those
Yeah.
that are recovered. You know, people
Yeah.
don't think this thing is recoverable. You can recover from this. You know, it's only a fraction. It's actually less than 1%.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
it's
so
a fraction
true.
of 1% that actually has a fatality. That's dealing with your condition. Usually it's a chronic condition that someone
Indeed,
may have.
indeed.
So they don't really promote that. You know, that's why we have to promote it on this show. We talk about the results, the solutions, that people don't get in a state of panic.
That's
You know,
exactly
part
right.
of that is why we talk about that. So the article I want to go to that starts this off is that, you know, in AstraZeneca, actually one of the
I missed
major...
that, so make sure you get that.
Yeah, it's actually, I posted on my page.
Oh,
And
okay.
on my
Okay.
page, I posted, you know, the article. Of course, everyone's heard it by now.
I got you.
And
Right.
did you get it? Okay.
I see it. It's coming up now.
Yeah, so what's happening, they had to pull back on
Yes,
these
yes,
specific
correct.
ones because they started seeing some of the results or some of the participants actually started having problems. You know, this was our
exactly.
concern, Bill. You
Yeah.
know, the concern was that are we moving too fast? You know,
Yeah, correct.
You know, there's this thing called the mutagenetic rate, and the
Yes,
mutagenetic
yes,
rate
yes.
was moving too fast. That, you know, in order for you to break this thing down, the only thing to break this thing down, you're going to have to really take it to the point where, you know, you're going to have to give it time. And we felt that there was never enough time that you could actually, you got it? We got a little technical there. Who's that? Is that me?
Bill.
Oh, that's you, Bill.
Bill playing a video game back there.
Is that you, Bill?
Hey, man, look, you know what? I was scrolling up on the Channel 6 website.
Man, you got me over here.
Playing, man.
Bill's
Like
got
that.
me over here like,
Like
where
that.
am I doing here?
What is that? No, that was something that came up on the Channel 6 website on the AstraZeneca page.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay.
So
the video started to play. Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
We got
So if you look at that specific article, it talks about, you don't want to
Yeah.
read it? You want to start reading
Yeah,
it,
sure.
Bill?
It says late-stage studies of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine candidates are on temporary hold while the company investigates if a report of a patient with a serious side effect is linked to the shot. Now, listen, in a statement issued Tuesday evening, the company said its stated review process triggered a pause to vaccination to allow review of the safety data. All right? AstraZeneca didn't reveal any information about the possible side effects except to call it a potentially unexplained illness. The news site Stat first reported the pause in testing, saying the possible side effects occurred in the United Kingdom. Okay. Now, and AstraZeneca spokesperson confirmed the pause in vaccination coverage studies in the U.S. and other countries. Now, late last month, AstraZeneca began recruiting 30,000 people in the United States for its largest study of the vaccine. Now, it also is testing the vaccine developed by Oxford University in thousands of people in Britain and smaller studies in Brazil and South America. Now, it goes and talks about two other vaccines and huge final stages. But if you want to take it from there, Doctor, and unpack that, we can go from there.
Yeah, I mean, this is, we talk about this is a messenger DNA. This is new stuff, by the way, family. This is a new process of going through, number one, it's RNA or DNA messaging, vaccine, which means that you're now have the ability to message and, program, these nanobot type things in the body so that they can go and start to help the body do some things. This is what the theory is, that it goes in and starts to help the body to produce certain types of antibodies to go after things like the virus and things like that. But the concept is, though, what message are you sending? Who's sending the message? And what are the effects of something like this that's never been tested before? So if this is even something of an experimental level, how is it that this is not even going to go through a normal stage flu, mutagenetic state, which is sometimes can go up to 10 to even 20 plus years. Wow. Here we are, you want to make sure that things are safe. And that was the concern of a lot, I believe, even in Pennsylvania. Governor Wolf said the same thing, that was, hey, we got to make sure that this thing is right. Go through your specific trials so that we have that third trial that is safe. That's all people really want to hear. But, the political thing is moving, Bill.
Oh, man.
It's pushing this thing to now say, hey, let's move it fast. And, there's a big old election going on.
Amen. Yes.
And, they're trying to make this thing move faster than it should. You got to be careful, family. Make sure, and I know we talked about this last week, how many people are really going to take the shot even when it becomes available. People are going to have the concerns, So Philadelphia, we announced last week, is part of the initial rollout pilot city. The pilot city is going to be Philadelphia, of one of 5, I believe, that the CDC has sort of marked as potential locations that can actually, because of our demographic, because, we're talking about seniors, we're talking about, Bill, is that you again?
That's me again,
That's
man.
you again, man.
That's
Let me tell you, man. I'm going to have to put a muscle on.
I'm just too happy.
See,
over
you know what?
that.
What's funny is that, Mike and I.
Mike and I. Sorry about that, guys.
Every time something goes like that, we look and we panic. We look around like, where's that coming from? Yeah, this is the world of technology, y'all.
We're good.
We're good. All right. So my point was, we have to stay on point with it. Let's take a call, man. Let's take a call and break up the action a little bit. Michael, is that Mike Williams? We got Mike on the line. Mike?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing there, Mike?
Okay, I'm good.
Good.
Following up from last week, when you talked about Alzheimer's, I'm the guy that said build that information.
Oh, okay.
All right, one of the things that you hit on was the processed food that you had talked about earlier.
Right.
And that's one of the things that you definitely need to stay away from.
Mm-hmm. That's right, yeah.
And preventing. Some of the foods that you should avoid are saturated and trans fats, solid fat, sugar, salt, deep-fried foods, unhealthy fast foods. But those processed foods, and I do a lot of community education in the African-American community, and trying to get us to change the way we eat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You that's it.
That's right up our alley.
You know what we really don't talk about is that when you have a toxicity level in the body, it reaches a point where it crosses into what's called the blood-brain barrier. And that blood-brain barrier, when it gets in there, the body doesn't know what to do with it, because that's actually your last line of defense before your body says, wait a minute, I got to shut this down. And it will shut it down in a way in showing you, well, I'm going to protect myself by doing something like slowing the process. So that's when you start seeing things like slow thinking, Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that. Slow the process. It's almost like your computer, Bill, and you know about this. When you get a virus, what happens? The body, the virus gets on the computer, and next thing you know, your computer is like moving real slow. It's like hashing. He's like, you move the mouse, and it takes a few seconds for it to move. It's all slow process because the computer's like, wait a minute, I don't know if moving forward will damage or if it's going to be a problem. So you have to be careful. Same thing with the brain, which means that the computer is a mirror image of the body. So, yes, the ultra-processed foods, we have now moved into another dimension when it comes to processed foods, where foods are not even recognized as food. It's actually just the body says, I don't even know what that is. This might as well be plastic, and it probably is. So you don't know what it is. So that's why, Mike, you're spot on, man. Thank you for the good work that you're doing.
Yeah, a couple of things I tell people to stay away from. Lunch meat. All lunch meat are processed foods.
That's correct.
Read the ingredients on whatever you're getting in the can, jar, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you can't pronounce the words on it, just don't eat it.
Absolutely, right. You're spot on, Mike.
Yes, buddy.
That's right. That sodium nitrites and nitrates, those are the bad ones, goes right to the brain, and, ultimately, if you can't feed it to a baby, you shouldn't be eating it. How about that?
Oh, God, now. Talk it now. Talk it.
So, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, man. We got to stay in contact with us, man. We would love to hear more information from you, okay?
Anytime.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. Bill, that's something that, when it crosses into that blood-brain barrier, we talked real briefly on some of the solutions for that. One was people started taking the coconut oil. Yeah. We say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. The coconut oil with MCT, medium chain triglycerides. Right. There's medium chain, there's long chain triglycerides, which means it feeds the body very slowly. But what's able to, they did studies on the clock study on Alzheimer's, where those who could not do a clock study, there's a little study they do when they say draw a clock with the numbers in it, and people couldn't draw the clock. Literally, they tried to draw the clock, couldn't draw the clock, couldn't draw the circle, couldn't draw the numbers even inside. But after they started to now take the MCT or the coconut oil, which actually already has MCT with additional MCT, started to see results in very short times too. So people started having results because now you have the medium chain triglycerides can deliver the nutrients cross into the blood-brain barrier. Now the brain can now say, I know what that is, and we can need that energy, feed those cells, get those neurons moving again. Now you got the change now. So
that's exactly
all good stuff, man. All good stuff.
Dr. Paul, let me say something before we go no further. I want to remind our listeners, although we are live here, we are live also on Facebook, on my page, and also on Dr. Paul's page. And for those of you that are watching us, share the show, guys. Do a watch party. Send it out. Because, we want to be able to make sure that we reach all of the family, the entire diaspora, because there are so many folks, just like Mike just mentioned, there's just so many of us have no clue what's going on.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that all of the family get to, guys, and we can come back the healthy gargoyles in the world.
Absolutely. And Bill, I want to announce today that Mike, we are streaming live on WURD right now. Man, so WURDradio.com. Go to that website, y'all. You got 3 sources for viewing this whole thing today, y'all. We can read it.
Dr. Paul, now I'm gonna be upset.
Now you really upset.
Now I'm gonna get really upset. Listen, you gotta do have the guy. Listen, Dr. Paul, have them pull me in so we both can be there together.
Yeah.
Man, look, don't get me wrong.
You gotta talk to Mike when it's over. You gotta talk to Mike.
Gotta talk to other Mike.
You got the other Mike.
Yes. Mike and I, we talked about that. We'll get it straight.
All right, we'll get it straight. Okay.
Well, that's great.
All right. Let me give a couple of calls. I got Reverend Joe on the line. Reverend Joe.
All right.
Paul, good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Reverend Joe, how you doing?
Well, I got good news, and I think maybe bad news, but good news is between you and Judge Times and that stuff your son said tastes good, I think I'm good for another 100,000 miles.
Oh!
all right.
Yes. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Reverend.
Good stuff. But USA Today paper last Friday's USA Today front page, and it's the caption saying they had a picture of a monkey. We're running out of monkeys, and they're going to black colleges trying to recruit students to take this new vaccine and all. Now, I don't know if that's good news or bad news.
Yes.
Because I know for a fact, years back, most of the testing was done on white folks. But now, if they're looking for, I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, Joe, Reverend Joe, this is something that, concerns me. That does concern me, when they start to looking at.
They had a picture of a monkey.
Wow. Oh, no. That's not good at all. That's not good at all, y'all.
Can't see this
Not
white
good.
supremacy by now. They'll never see it. I mean, what Mickey Mouse deal is that? And they're going to all the black colleges. And one of the black people say, well, I trust my doctor, but they forgot about Tuskegee when they did that experiment on black men some years ago. Black doctors involved in that too.
Yeah. So family, this is a major concern, that we have with everything. You have they're pushing the the vaccines very hard, and what they're trying to get these trials. But again, as we say on this show,
come on.
You got to start taking care of yourself.
Let's be smart. Yes,
do yourself. There was a time when we didn't have medical coverages and things like that from the black perspective. The only thing we had was the woods, Rev.
That's right.
That was
right.
it. That was it, So what got us through was going back to nature, going back to building your system, building your immune system, spirit, mind, and body in that order. We say in that order, family. So, this is something to be very concerned. We're going to stay on top of that, Rev, and thank you so much for that input, all right?
God bless.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, indeed.
Bill, that's discouraging, man. That's kind of scary at the same time.
That gives me the willies, man.
Yeah, very much. Where are we right now? Where we have to start doing things like that, and who are they recruiting, is really even concerned too. So
we don't want to turn the clocks back, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we got Rick on the line. Rick from Germany.
All right. My man Rick.
My man Rick.
Soylent Green meets I Am Legend meets The Day After Tomorrow.
I knew he was going to throw that The Day After Tomorrow in there. Rick, you're going to make me look at these movies again, over and over again. I'm going to go look at this probably tonight.
Man. Yeah.
Because, you keep reminding me, and I said, you know what, I'm going to watch those movies again. How you doing, Rick?
I just want to say, first of all, the brother that comes on before you, the gastroenterologist, he's pushing getting checked for colon cancer, but he's not talking about the meat in America. What was done to it between 1930, 1960, and then from 1960 to 2000. Mass-produced sickness in the meat.
Yeah.
And then the middle income from the 1960s, they could enjoy chicken, pork, red meat, beef, more than twice a day. Every day. Up into the 1970s, into the 1990s, until white people started making the change. And then suddenly the black middle class wanted to follow suit. And now poor black children with overwhelmed, non-cooking mothers, they're eating ghetto carry-out fried food and rubber meat in so-called Chinese food. The gastroenterologist, he's got to tell the truth about the meat and quitting the meat.
You got to go back to dietary laws. The dietary laws are a major piece, and you're spot on, Rick. When you talk about the meat industry and what's happening with the meat, it's what they're doing to the meat. All meat, believe it or not, I believe what you're speaking about goes back into the 70s where they started radiating meat. They start shocking it with radiation and all those things before it comes in because they're believing that actually is going to help the situation. But we know that the meat now it's the antibodies that they're feeding them. They're not grass-fed anymore. They're doing things to the meat, and people are having the reaction in the gut. See, it happens in your gut. Everything, 99% of all disease starts in your gut. So you got to talk about eating right, and then only that, cleansing every change of seasons. You got to start about cleansing. But I would, as Rick says, start to talk about that meat, y'all. Start to pull off of it. Stop to not be as dependent on the meat, and understand that you are a vegetarian by nature. You have a longer intestines, which means that you are for the purpose of eating foods. Even if you look at your lining of your teeth, the canines are in your teeth are the same size as all the other teeth. And, you know, canines have the long ends on their teeth, right, Bill? You know, like the way you see dogs, bears, you know, lions, you know, all of that. They have longer canines for ripping and tearing of meat. So yours are all even. Yeah. So you have to start to realize that, you know, this is a time you got to start pulling back off of it a little bit, y'all. You know, start to make sure this is a day when you can say, don't eat meat every night, y'all. Just try to pull back. If it's something that's been going on, you don't have to have it all the time. You know, and remember, meat drives the system to now create energy to get energy. So it takes a lot of energy out of you. It takes usually 86% of your energy is spent in digesting. Digestion. Yes, in digestion. So, yeah, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Bill, I got something for you.
All right, talk to me.
I got something for you. I want to bring back something of an herb today. That is a herb that's been used for thousands of years. And here we are talking thousands of years again, bringing this thing forward. Yes, it's starting to get a lot of spin right now, specifically in this time when we're talking about the pandemic. But there's an herb that sort of deals with all of the issues we just talked about. We're talking about the digestive system, but also we're going to talk about some of the things that are dealing with the skin. And how dealing with digestion, the skin, all gives an idea of how you're really doing on your health. We can look at you, Bill, and see how you're doing. You know, we can look at you. We can do a breakdown assessment by just looking at you. How about that?
All right. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
That's right. Go ahead, you smoother. Well, there's a specific herb, and this one is called, hey, family, get your pens and pads for this one. Okay. Lock on tight. This one's called sea buckthorn.
Okay, sea?
C-S-E-A, like out of the ocean.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Buckthorn.
Okay.
That's our herb of the day. It's called sea buckthorn. B-U-C-K.
Okay.
T-H-O-R-N. Not to be confused with the buckthorn, which is in some cases not the sea version, which is actually a interpretation of Cascara Sagrada.
Right.
No,
exactly.
Not that one. This one is different. Sea buckthorn is usually can be an oil, has been used for thousands of years as a natural remedy against various ailments. Right, now, check this out, Bill. This is a heavy piece. It's extracted from berries and leaves and seeds of that sea buckthorn plant. Now, this is a small shrub that grows in high altitudes in the northwest Himalayan mountains. Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Himalayan mountains,
everybody know what the Himalayan mountains are. We talk about the Himalayan salt all the time.
Yes, all the time.
When you have shrub and things that grow in higher levels, that means it can grab a lot of energy up there. Yeah. It actually deals with things that you can deal with, especially with lungs, things like that. Sometimes this one particular one was referred to as the holy fruit. Do you hear that?
Okay.
The holy fruit of the Himalayas.
Okay.
And sea buckthorn can be applied to the skin or it can be ingested.
Yeah.
Now, Now, popular remedies, and this goes back to ancient African science and the medicines of the ancient times. It may provide benefits ranging in supporting your heart and protecting against things like diabetes.
Wonderful.
Stomach ulcers and skin damage.
Yes.
How about that?
Okay.
Now, I want to give you some of the things that this miracle, I would say a miracle herb does. And it is, when I say it's a miracle, family, this one is a real miracle that we need to start to bring out again. Okay. It's rich in many nutrients, specifically dealing with antioxidants, which help to protect, it really protects your body against aging. That means it's going to make you young again, Bill.
Dr. Paul, I'm going to take a bath. I'm taking a bath.
All right. You going to jump in the whole bottle?
Yes, today I'm getting in it.
All right.
Now, I have a question for you, though. You know, for example, remember we talked about my experience, with Operation White Coat back when I was in the service, right? Mm-hmm. And I told you, I was getting some of these things that was just kind of blowing out of my skin. would something like this help me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. Let me go into detail. Antioxidants protects the body against aging and illnesses like things like, and this is not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, but I got 12 research. I have 12 science-backed benefits of what this seed buckthorn does. And one of them is that it has also particularly rich in what's called quercetin, which is a flavonoid, like it lowers blood pressure and reduces heart risk, issues like heart disease. So that's what's quercetin is actually a flavonoid. It's like it's a nutrient. It actually is like an antioxidant. Fruits and vegetables, leaves, seeds, grains, even things like red onions and kale have natural quercetin. But this one is packed with quercetin. That means that this thing actually boosts things like the potassium in the body. It's actually it has little berries on it. If you look this up, if you're Googling, you know, make sure you Google sea buckthorn, SEA buckthorn, not the other one, not the regular buckthorn, because there's a different variations of it. But this one is the sea buckthorn. Now the berries boost potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus, which that's for bone development, and that's also for DNA, RNA, energy. When people say I don't have any energy, I have no energy, my blood count's low, all of that has a lot to do with phosphorus and things like that. So calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, all in this berry. And know what else, Bill?
What's that?
More than half of the fat found in the sea buckthorn oil has it. Yes, sir. So, for example, when you talk about, it already has things like it's also high in vitamin B1, B2, B6, C, and E. But it also has the highest of the omega acids. So this is the only plant that actually has all four. It has omega 3, 6, 7, and 9. Wow. Didn't know there was so many of them there, Bill.
That's great. I sure didn't.
Many people don't realize that, there's different types of healthy fats. So there's actually 3, 6, 5, 7, and 9. But this one particularly is the only plant that you're going to find that has 3, 6, 7, and 9. And that's powerful. When I say powerful, that means that's going to be good for your skin. So people take the oil of the sea buckthorn, and you can just, with a little drop on your fingertips, rub it around your skin, and women are seeing some dramatic stuff, Bill.
Wow,
I'm talking, hair, their skin, their hair, their nails, everything come alive. Literally, this is one of the online where if you start to Google it, you're going to see a lot of things are being added as a for the beauty industry, where they're starting to bring sea buckthorn back. This is something that's been out for a long time. We use it in a lot of ways for detoxing because it also promotes other things, but they're seeing so much coming from areas where it's actually helping the digestive system. It's actually helping the development of the skin, but also at the same time it's feeding the body, dealing with the B1, the 2, the 6, the C, and the E, all mental stuff. Excellent, man. Promotes a lot of good stuff. Also, good for the heart. Traditionally, people use it as an antioxidant to reduce risk factors for heart disease, including, here's the big one, blood clots.
Look out now.
Wow. You know how many people have blood clots right now?
Yeah, man.
They're having blood clotting issues, blood pressure problems, and blood cholesterol levels. This one sort of deals with all three in one.
Wow.
So if you are someone, also remember, family, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Always check with your doctor before you're taking anything, especially if you're on blood thinners and things like that. But this is one just for your records in your toolbox. We're putting them in the toolbox today. This is one of those resources that you can put in your arsenal. So sea buckthorn. So it's good on the outside and the inside.
Wow.
Bill, I'm telling you, man, this is a heavy one right here. Now, in small study, they took 12 healthy men who were given 5 grams of sea buckthorn oil a day. 4 weeks, the men's sea buckthorn level group had significantly lowered markers of blood clotting.
Okay.
In just those few weeks, in just 4 weeks. So there were other studies that were done where they were adding it. It reduced blood pressure in 30 days. It actually affected people with normal blood pressure, and actually the cholesterol levels were actually even better.
Okay.
So those are great things.
Well, Tanya wants to know where you get sea buckthorn, Dr.
You
Paul.
check with your herbal store, family. Check with your local herbal store. You can always buy everything online. Even though, you know, right now, family, I do want, since we're here, I want to make a statement that, you know, we are in a pandemic time, and therefore we are having, and I'm going to tell you, we have a difficult time getting a lot of herbs right now. You know, a lot of the herb centers that you call, they are having a little delay because of the pandemic. There's times and things as far as you know, times when you can actually get to the herbs into the actual places. They're having problem because there are some rules and regulations for shipments around the world. So be patient with us, family. Be very patient with us, and you know, we're getting it out as soon as. And that's also my green drink. We have the green drink. It's flying off the shelf with people, you know, we're trying to get it in as fast as we can, and we're maxed in our production line, so it is happening. But it's going to be a little process, and so understand it's definitely because of the pandemic that we're slowed down.
Let's see you get it in. Do you take it every day, Dr. Paul?
Yes, you can take this every day. This is something that you can take every day. This is a nutrient. Remember, we're still talking about food. Remember, we're still talking about food.
Exactly.
You know, this is not a drug. This is a food. This is a nutrient. Now, here's number 3, man. Before we go to 3, we got Nick on the line. Nick?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon,
Dr. Paul.
How you doing there, Nick? All right.
Okay, sir. I was a Polygraph, and I picked up the your vitamin, and I just want to know if it's okay that you said take 3 blue spoons of it. Because I like to put it in water.
Sure. Make sure it's a good water, though, right?
I use the crystal guys because I'm trying to get my mom to take it. You know,
absolutely.
She got problems with her spine, and I spoke to Dr. Burton. She was down there. Do you think I need to bring her back down there and get a reassessment?
Sure. Sure.
Spine, and you know, I'm pushing this walker around, and it's kind of taking a toll on me. She's 88, so she's too old to get surgery. So I was just like, you know, someday she want to go to the chiropractor, and I said, well, maybe you need to go back to Dr. Paul. So you're down there on Dinkertown Avenue, sir, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
so what's
sir.
happened? So this is what you remember, you know, part of, you know, back problems tend to happen also. Yes, you need an adjustment. That's why we recommend the chiropractor. Yeah. But also the second thing is that we have a problem. The problem usually stems from a weak back. So we got to put exercise in that at the same time. So that means back exercise. You know, we talked about the back exercises, right? You know, the rowing exercises, some of the military press up against a wall or something to press in so that you can utilize the back muscles. See, if you just correct with a chiropractor the back, that's one thing. But what's going to actually correct the real problem is there's a weak back. You got to increase the muscles in the back that support the spine. And that's usually where people fall short, where they have a back that now gets weak, and then the next thing you know, muscles grip up again, pull the spine right back out of place. So what I would suggest is with that chiropractor that she's working with, make sure there's a level of exercise that she's doing. Okay?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, like I said, get her back to a chiropractor, but I was like, you know, I wanted to give her the, you know, she's, like I said, she's 88, and and try to force something on her, you know.
Right, and then we don't mean a whole lot of excessive, you know, exercising. Just something, you know, you
nice
can
and easy.
Just, you know, without weight, she can just raise hands up in the air. If y'all looking at line, you see what I'm doing online right here. Just military press, just light things. You know, we got to do some movement. You know, the body's built for movement. You know, so she has to move something. You know, if we depend on, you know, just the chiropractor's adjustment, that's not going to be the only solution. We have to now start to do something.
Yeah.
Usually the chiropractor will give you a set of exercises in those areas, because usually if there's a cervical, you got to tuck the chin. If it's thoracic, you got to start sitting up straight. And if it's lower back, you got to stay away from, side sleeping and things. Put a pillow between the leg, raise the hip. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but, always, my door's open. So if you want to bring her back through, bring her through. I can help her, but I believe that she needs to exercise. She got to exercise that back along with the adjustments, okay? And, of course, the green drink is an excellent way that I tell everyone. If you start feeding the body, you're going to see some incredible changes. When the body gets real energy, you start to see some incredible changes. I mean, people see, it's almost like they wake up out of a fog. They say, wow, where was I? Now the body says, I'm balancing that pH. Now I can do something now. I can start to heal this body. So that's the key.
So my last question, Dr. Paul, if I take 3 of the Dr. Paul and put in water sheet, is that
absolutely? It's a food. It's a phytonutrient green drink. So it's actually a food.
How many times a day should I give that to her?
Well, I'm going to say just as recommended. We at least say twice a day, because it's a meal replacement. It can be a meal replacement for you. So it's not something that it's not a drug. It's actually food. So you're taking it. Take it as recommended on the bottle. Because actually it's we tend to miss a lot of nutrients, especially in our gut. And that's why in the green drink that I have, it has the things like the alfalfa, the spinach, the astragalus. That's the youth tonic that we say. But it also has those strength earthly things. Also on the other side, it has the things like the sea vegetables, the kelp, the chlorella, spirulina, the Irish moss is in there. Also, I put in there purple dulse seaweed. So I got the purple in there. You know what purple mean, Bill? Purple mean it's on.
That's on there. That's the best thing.
Dr. Paul, I like to say, you know what I mean? The product is affordable, and I just think God got you here for help a lot of people. And I thank you for taking my call, but if I call, you leave the number, we could come back down there and get it a reassessment, because I know you take the blood and the urine from her like you did before.
Well, we don't take blood. We just take urine. Remember, just the urine. We don't take blood. Right. No blood. We only take urine.
Okay, sir.
Okay? All right, Nick?
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother.
Your phone number
sure, I can give you right now.
I can bring her back down there.
Sure. For family that's listening, sure. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Yes, sir.
If you are listening for the very first time and you want to find out how you can come on through and get an assessment one-on-one, my number is 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854. 2854. That's where you can set up an appointment. Come on in. We'll start to get you going. Put you on a point. Sometimes people say, they'll come in and just get their mind right. It's so much going on, Bill. People are confused. That the one thing, the sessions that I do, I take my time with the individuals. It's your personal assessment. So it's to see what things that you're getting hung up on. I bring you back to universal principles. That's it, Bill. And then start to, you don't break the rules. You're going to see the development you're looking for. You're going to start to see.
Someone wants to know about the green drink, Dr. Paul. What is the green drink?
Yeah, I just gave it. It's it's NGB, Natural Green Balance. That's what it's called.
There you go.
Natural
NGB.
Green Balance. NGB. I call it the balance formula that was through divine appointment, Bill. Wasn't me.
That's right. You got that, Steve? That's right.
And probably the best tasting, because my son. I gotta still give shout outs to my son Jared. He helped me with that one. That's
right. That's right.
He ain't gonna drink this.
Pop,
he said,
"Taste good.
It's gotta taste good, Pop."
That tastes good.
And he can test me. He said, "Man, that was bad. That was bad." Then finally he gave me the thumbs up. I said, "Okay, that's it."
There we go. There we go.
Okay. All right. I got some more calls, but I want to go into some of the other effects of sea buckthorn.
Right. Okay.
Now, the sea buckthorn oil, people use that also by dropping a little bit either under the tongue.
Right.
Or some even take a little bit, drop it on the skin. Okay. Some of them put them like around the wrist areas. And then some people even take it in their teas in the morning. It's an excellent to be added to any of your nutrition. So it can be added to your green drink. You can add it to everything. It does great and this is another one, Bill, may protect against issues of diabetes.
Wow, okay.
Wow, man, this thing keeps going, man. It
does,
keeps going.
Man. It certainly does.
Yeah, they actually did studies and showed how it actually balanced and helped balance sugar levels. And it increases insulin secretion and insulin sensitivity. So it allows that insulin so that it's like the turnkey, opens up the cell wall, allows the glucose to get into the cell. So this one is excellent, man. And then for people who are carb rich, people eat a lot of carbs, usually that spikes a lot of people's sugar. If you eat a lot of carbs, a lot of carbohydrates. So if you eat a lot of carbs, carb foods, that's usually spiking your sugar. The sea buckthorn actually helps to balance those levels.
Okay, question, Dr. Paul. Is the sea buckthorn oil, is that an essential oil, or is this just a regular oil?
It is just a regular oil. Yes, yes, it's just a regular oil.
And the reason why I asked that is because I put it into Google and I typed it in. The first thing that popped up, it says essential oil. I want to make sure that if anybody else sees that, we have the proper answer.
Well, when we talk about essentials, I believe it has an essential purpose. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And it may not be as popular as the other ones, but yes, I would put it in that essential level also because of what it does. Also it protects your skin from UV radiation.
Oh, right. Man, no, that's right. That's what's up.
Bill, how much can you go with this?
I know
it protects us against sun damage.
Wow.
A lot of women actually take the little bit of the sea buckthorn, and when they have the issues with the under the eyes, the discoloration under the eyes.
Yes.
Guess what, Bill? Starts to balance out the color in the skin.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you got patchiness or color discoloration in the skin anywhere on the body, it actually helps with that. Because sea buckthorn has always been used. Whenever you talk about the skin, you got to talk about the liver. So the liver is actually powerful because when you start to take the sea buckthorn, it can be a herb that helps to actually start to detox the liver.
Right.
When you start to detox the liver, that goes into our, we talk about the burdock root, we talk about the dandelion root, the yellow dock, and all the other ones. But guess what? This is excellent for when you're talking about cleansing the liver. And remember, clean the liver, clean the brain.
Clean the blood.
How about that? Clean the brain, clean the mind. Get your mind straight. So it will boost the immune system. I mean, this keeps going, man. This keeps going.
Great.
You can actually put this, as I was saying, you can find it in a lot of variations, but it's packed with energy and so many things. When it starts to clean the liver, people, it used to be traditionally taken for when people had things like appendicitis, and that's when the appendix is just filled with toxins. They would use the sea buckthorn for things like cleansing that actual piece. I got Reverend Halsey saying, how about a shower for that one?
Yeah, I saw that.
Go ahead, Reverend Halsey. I hear you, man. That's funny. You ready to put some of all this on you? But yes, this is an incredible piece, family. Let's go to the line. We got Yusef on the line. Yusef, brother Yusef, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
All right.
Yes. I just wanted to bring up one little thing real quick. Bread. Bread has yeast in it, and yeast is a fungi. You know that yourself.
Yes.
And fungi is just another word for poison. People need to read the ingredients and leave that bread alone. A guy asked me a while ago, he said, how do you eat your soy burgers and your tofu dog without bread? I said, I take a green pepper, cut it in half, and that's my sandwich. Or I take some lettuce leaves and double them up, and that's my sandwich. You don't need bread. People need to leave that bread alone if they read the ingredients. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Man,
also,
appreciate
you know what, for a family, I want to tell y'all, I want everybody to run to get your bread right now. That's what's ready because people are going to run and get the bread right now.
Yes.
Watch with your bread. Believe it or not, you're going to see something on the small line under there. Some of the breads now will have on there made with bioengineered ingredients. That means that's a GMO.
That's a big one, guys.
And some of the major brands that you say are going to be on there. So check your bread, family. Also check your cereal. Cereal also. You remember, these are things that are causing a lot of gut issues with a lot of people. people. So, you know, here you go. You're looking at the bread line. If you start to look at the bread line, you'll see something. Usually it's on the flat, Bill. It's like they're kind of hiding it, man. What's going on? Trying to hide it, man. All right, we got one more. We got Diane on the line. Diane?
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Paul and Brother Bill. I have a comment, but I also have one of my friends all the way from Birmingham, Alabama, named Raynell Patrick. She's listening to you for the first time.
All right. What's her name, Raynell? What's her name?
Raynell.
Raynell? Hey, Raynell. How you doing? All right.
But anyway, I call to thank you for the green. I've been on it for almost a month. And Dr. Paul, I have so much energy. My grandson used to get me tired. I like to see him go, and I like to see him come, and I like to see him go. My daughter picked him up just a while ago. Guess what? I still have energy.
You still got energy.
Right. I know that's what's up.
See there? See, you beating the little ones now. They can't keep up with you. And that's your grandson? Is that grandchildren?
Yeah, grandson, 2 years old. You know how you had to
run into Bill, she's beating.
I'm tired like I usually did.
Bye,
that's because of the green drink.
With the green drink, she wearing out the 2-year-old. Oh, that's great news. Great news. I'm glad it's working for you. Again, as I was speaking earlier, you apply the principle. You know, you're trying to keep the energy in the body. And you start to do the green drink as a meal replacement. You can do it 3 times a day. Take it as a meal replacement. Some people say, I don't eat my food, but I'll take a green drink. You know, sometimes you need to let the gut rest. You know, allows your body to regenerate. You clean your hands every day, but how many times do you clean your colon and all the other parts of your body? Let it give it time to rest. Green drink's perfect start right there. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Wow, Bill. So here, Bill, we got Mike just gave me the fingers, man. He gave me the fingers. Yes,
Mike,
he did. He gave me 5
Mike.
minutes. Mike, it seems like we just got online, man. I want to say to the family, we gotta sign off. The last thing I want to say about this sea buckthorn, this is one I had to go back and start to pull it out of the, and this is our archives, man. I'm pulling out the old remedies, things that people use that we forgot about, that are in our midst that you never knew about. But if you Google, you can Google sea buckthorn. You can also go on YouTube and pull up a lot of the rich things that you're going to see. The one thing that I love is, when people have the ashy skin all over and it's just like real rough and dry, that's usually an omega problem. Omega problem. Yep. Skin, issues with skin, anything like eczema, psoriasis, things like that, bumps, blisters, boils, that's something coming out of you. So you got to clean that liver.
That's right.
Sea buckthorn oil may be good something for you. So jump on it, family. I would say that's your herb of the day, Bill.
That's right.
That's your herb of the day. Bill, we got to go.
Share the show.
Yes, we got to go. Hey, family, if you want to get a hold of me, this is Dr. Paul. You got it all today. We're going to say, to those that are listening, if you want to get a hold of me, my number is 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854. Or you can call me directly, 215-779-7355. That's 215-779-7355. Also, www.drpaulherbs.com. You can go right to the website. Subscribe. We got a private network, y'all. So go to Dr. Paul's Holistic Health Network on Facebook. Man, we're going to get some good stuff out there. Also, I want to give a shout out to our producers, Michael Ledbetter, Laura Lomax, and our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, and the entire Lomax family for providing us this platform. Hey, Miss Beverly Lomax. Hey. Mike Moore, thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
What's the score, man? What's the score? You got the score? I think the Eagles are still leading. Hopefully they are.
About 3 last time.
But anyway, Bill with 1L Morgan, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure. And family, we say always be encouraged. Keep staying on point. What's the score? Oh, no, don't say that, Mike.
That's all I'm going to say. 17-24 Washington.
Oh, no.
4 minutes left.
4 minutes left. Come on, Eagles. All right, we encourage. Be encouraged. Because Eagles, if you're breathing, you got a shot.
All right.
Hope they got a shot.
God bless everybody. All right.
This is Word Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM.